Well, everyone, it's time for us to go and take a look at the iPhone 17 Pro in the later part of 2025 and talk about if this phone was worth buying. Now, one thing I can definitely tell you about the iPhone 17 Pro is that this was a it's almost a perfect iPhone, right? Maybe there was like some issues with the good color discoloration thing, but this was a very good phone. Apple kind of knocked it out of the park. There's not a lot of things to hate on here, but I will say, and I will stand by this, coming from an iPhone 16 Pro or even an iPhone 15 Pro, I don't think this is a phone I would upgrade to. If it was, I got a good deal on it, or like I broke my phone, I needed to buy a new phone, or if I had all the money in the world, then obviously I would get a 17 Pro. But I don't look at the 17 Pro as being like an $1,100 iPhone. I'd look more at like my iPhone 15 Pro being like a $600 iPhone as a better deal. Like it's half the cost of a 17 Pro, but it's not half the phone, right? I think the body of this phone still is holding up fairly well. From all the complaints I've seen, the body isn't really one of those things. I feel like the 6.3-inch display is very nice. It's basically the best iPhone display you can get. You're getting very good build quality. And when this phone first came out, I thought a lot of people would complain about the new kind of redesign on the back. I don't really think people really even notice it, to be honest. Most people put a case on their phone, and I have been able to see like in videos when celebrities or somebody's using this type of iPhone, a lot of people aren't actually using cases. They're letting that orange color kind of speak for itself, and I feel like that's kind of crazy. But this phone, durability wise, also is much stronger than previous iPhones. So it's much easier to notice an iPhone 17 Pro when I'm going in my life. I can notice if someone's using a 17 Pro because either the color or the camera bar is kind of stretched out. I can kind of tell that. But I will say I'm not seeing too many 17 Pros out in the wild, but it's more noticeable to see one, if that makes sense. I will say though, now going into 2026, these iPhones are still not really budging in terms of that used price. People aren't really going to sell these things until like maybe 4 or 5 months from now, probably mid next year. So we're not going to see these things probably being consistently at around $900 or $800, probably for like another couple of months. But I would say from a usability standpoint, all the features you would expect on an iPhone to run, these things are really good. Luckily, there hasn't been a massive recall of anything yet, which is really good. And iOS updates have made this thing even better. My battery life on this iPhone has been exceptionally amazing. Some of the best battery life I've ever gotten on any iPhone is from an iPhone 17 Pro. So I've actually been able to convince some people in my life to go and switch over to either a 17 Pro or 17 Pro Max, and I'm sure they're loving it right now. Now, I will say actually for some people, they might not notice that big of a difference, right? They might be like, it's like a better, but whatever, I don't really notice it. Most people aren't really going to be maxing out their iPhone in every capacity. But if they have to charge their iPhone less, and if they can, take FaceTime calls and do all these things, then it's really nice. I will say some of the features I thought people would be excited for, I guess people don't even really use them that much, at least in my personal life. Things like center stage on the front camera. I thought I would use that all the time. It's just kind of a whatever feature. Most people I'm noticing, they don't really use it that much either. And then even like the new enhanced microphones and the video quality, I feel like that's another thing people aren't really caring about that much. Even the performance and Apple Intelligence. People just don't really care about that stuff anymore, I don't think. I think people mostly just want to see if their phone battery life is going to be better and if certain applications are going to run faster. Other than that, people just don't really care if the camera is X amount better. Even the center stage thing is even dual capture. I don't really see too many people utilizing that. So, in my opinion, I think the 17 Pro is the best iPhone Apple's ever made, but I don't know if it's worth $1,100, and it's hard to justify that price when you can buy like a year-old 16 Pro for like $700 or $750. So in terms of that pretty much covers that up there. If you have any other thoughts or questions, please let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.